Are you looking for a fun way to win up to 25 times your money this football and basketball season? Test your skills on Prize Picks, the most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. Just select two or more players, pick more or less on their projections for a wide variety of stats, and place your entry. It's as easy as that. If you have the skills, you can turn $10 into $250 with just a few taps. Easy gameplay, quick withdrawals, and injury insurance on your picks are what makes Prize Picks the #1 daily fantasy sports app. Ready to test your skills? Join the PrizePicks community of more than 7 million players who have already signed up. Right now, PrizePicks will match your first deposit up to $100. Just visit prizepicks.com/bluewire and use code BLUEWIRE. That's code BLUEWIRE at prizepicks.com/bluewire for a first deposit match of up to $100. PrizePicks, daily fantasy sports made easy.
Today's episode is brought to you by Cars.com. With over 2 million vehicles and 50,000 more added every day, Cars.com will match you with the perfect car for you, your budget, your life, your style. And if you're ready to say goodbye to your current car, Cars.com will get you an instant offer to cash it in. Just start by entering your license plate and get matched with a local dealer who will write you the check. So whether you're looking to buy or sell, just go to Cars.com. It's magical.
Good morning, friends. It's Monday, October 3rd. My name is Kirk Henderson, and I'm editor-in-chief of Mavs Moneyball.com, and you are joining me for Moneyball Minute. We actually have Maverick basketball this week against another team, so let's hop right in because I'm excited to talk about basketball. Fan Jam was this weekend, and if you missed out on it or want to wildly overreact and have a good time thinking about the Dallas Mavericks basketball team, the Mavericks were kind enough to host this inter-squad scrimmage up on their YouTube page. I've got it in the show notes. It was fun. I mean, the Mavericks are really good about getting their hardcore fans hyped up. More than a few Mavericks looked really good. There were a lot of fun incidents that were worth talking about and covering. But honestly, because this is a shorter podcast, I'm going to not get too much into it. Josh Green looked very good. Luka had a good time with Christian Wood, and I think it did the right thing in that it gets all of us really excited about Dallas Mavericks basketball. The next thing I would like to point you to is over the weekend, our staff did a roundtable about who we think the second most important Dallas Maverick is. It's a fun question because there's a lot of different ways to answer it, where you see people talking about things from Dorian Finney-Smith to Spencer Dinwiddie. Really kind of across the board, you could make the case for probably 3 to 4 guys that are also in the starting lineup for I guess maybe not in Wood's case, but there's just a lot of different options, and how that pans out and really how you view that argument kind of can shape how you view the Mavericks in your mind. Doyle Rader wrote a summary of the Mavericks offseason. If you're just tuning back in, if you want to kind of read the beat by beats of what happened this entire offseason, Doyle did a really nice summary for us there. Matthew Phillips covered the fact that Mark Stein says that Dallas is not interested in Jae Crowder. That came off, kind of as a response to a report from Shams Charania that Mavericks could be a place where Jae Crowder lands. He's looking for starter minutes, which he's not going to get in Dallas, that's for sure. So that it makes sense that he may not be linked with the team. That said, I still think the Mavericks should be interested in acquiring talent. But Crowder is a mercurial player. He's not quite as good a shooter as you might think. He's 32. He's just kind of a different guy in all instances. He played for a lot of different basketball teams. You go look at his basketball reference, and I think there's an element as to why he hasn't stuck in certain places. And so, it's the Jae Crowder experiment, never began here in Dallas. The next piece I want to point you to is one of our new writers, Jack, makes an argument for the different options that could back up both Luka Doncic and Spencer Dinwiddie in terms of backup point guard minutes. There's 3 or 4 different options, and none of them are really spectacular, though early on in this, Josh Green looks to be showing some things, at least if we're to be judged by practice, by media scrums, by what the things the coaches are saying. So some Josh Green ball handling stuff could be in everybody's future, which, for as down as I've been on Josh Green, I think is really fun as a concept. Another one of our new writers, Brian Zillum, wrote the argument that Christian Wood as sixth man is really going to be something that pays off for both Dallas and for Wood. Wood could force starter minutes, first of all, just by showing how talented he is. But it also gives the Mavericks to bring such a versatile player off the bench. It's fun. I'm looking forward to seeing how it actually works out. The last thing I want to point you to, if you are really thirsting for Mavericks content, the Road Trippin podcast with Richard Jefferson and Channing Frye, they had a lot of good things to say about Luka Doncic. They compare him to LeBron in all the most positive of ways. It's a really fun discussion if you like hearing from NBA players. I'm a little worn out on the podcasting from professional basketball players, particularly as they refer to themselves as new media. But Frye and Richard Jefferson are a whole lot of fun. They like one another, obviously, having played their college basketball together, and they go way, way, way back. That's a good start. There's more, we have 3 more posts that are going to be on the site. Depending on when you download this, you could check this out. I'll probably talk about them a little bit more tomorrow. There's one coming from me, one coming from Brent Brooks that I think is kind of a unique piece. And we will talk about that a little more tomorrow. But if you're, please consider going to MavsMoneyball.com and checking everything out. Thanks so much for starting your week with me. This is Kirk Henderson, and this has been a Moneyball Minute, and we will talk to you a little later in the week.